Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink. Today we're going to talk about the really cool jazz guitar minor blues, and this is how it will sound. So we're gonna check out a little chorus which I arranged for you guys. We're gonna analyze it and then give you some further tips to dive deeper into the topic. And I also want to talk a little bit about scatting, which is really cool, you know. Because that's really cool when if you want to be really cool and laid back, then you don't need to, and the good thing is you don't need to play so many notes, which I personally prefer. I prefer to be more cool and laid back, and when you do, you know, and it's gonna get a little bit cooler. So let's get started. First about the sound, of course. I mean, there are several ways which you can proceed with your sound. I've decided to select a kind of a traditional sound today. This is a Fender amp, but I like it when it has this little bluesy touch, so I have the gain level on 6 to have this crunchy sound, and also I added tube compressor a little bit to give it a more compact sound. That also the chord sounds quite a little bit bluesy and crusty, but of course you can select a sound setting which you like, and I also select a spring reverb and put it on 25% to have some room reverb. Good. So now we're going to check out what we're going to play. We have a minor blues in C minor. That's classical minor blues key, C minor. So we have 3 bars of C minor 7, 1 bar of C7, 2 bars of F minor 7, back to 2 bars of C minor 7, 1 bar of A flat 7, 1 bar of G7, 1 bar of C minor 7, and 1 bar of D7. So this is the classic minor blues, classic jazz minor blues. What we are doing now is we want to especially highlight the C7 in bar number 4. So first, of course, you can play any stuff you want in the C minor blues scale. You can play anything like that if you want, but what is really cool, if you want to make it cool and laid back, you know, you play these octaves and give it a really cool Wes Montgomery vibe, okay? I mean, you can select whatever you want, of course, but I'm going to show you one thing and then give you tips for others. So what I did here now is I start with a little figure here. Basically it's this, but I make it more powerful, more cool, play with octaves, and with Wes Montgomery style you just slide in. And what is also important, which I really recommend, also don't play all the time. So you play 1 bar, you play 1 bar, you rest. You know, this is called play rest. 1 bar you play, 1 bar you rest. So you start, rest the bar. Then you play the same thing again, and now comes the C7. The C7 in jazz, then you select the alteration. What is an alteration? This one here. This is the maximum disharmony which resolves into F minor 9. So Okay, so this is a C7 sharp 9 flat 13. If you add the bass note, which you don't need to when you have a bass player. By the way, I play the piano on the backing track and the bass. Here you can hear how the whole thing sounds, but also without the bass note. You can hear the maximum tension, the maximum distortion, which resolves in this wonderful F minor 9 chord. So you can work here with a little chord solo. Then you go to F minor 9, and then I just played a F minor 9 arpeggio, and going back to the original motif. Okay, so let's do it from start till here. So we start here, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is also important to get this cool laid-back vibe that you learn to play with the 2/4 feel. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because when you pop in also these dead notes on 2 and 4, you give this an extra cool vibe. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. So see how this thing moves smoothly through the progression, and here I added a natural chorus effect. I play the chord, but then I press against the guitar and pull the guitar away to give it a natural chorus effect. Did you hear? And resolves more smooth to the F minor 9. If you don't do that, it's a little bit too harsh, I would say. I mean, it works, but it's a little bit more smooth when you just... Okay. And then we go back. Let's do this with the backing track before we come to the final round. What you also notice that when I have time in these bars where I don't play 1, 2, I do this 2/4 to push the whole thing more. That's also really cool, and you know, you don't need to well, that's at least my philosophy. I mean, there are a lot of guys out there who can play way faster than I do, but I like it when it's cool and laid back, and you know, have this open space and the music can breathe. And that's a way you also listen to the other instruments and start to interact and really push on the groove. And that's the way you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Also learn that you can play these figures with this pushing here with a 2/4. Now let's get to the final round. We go to A flat 7, but we play A flat 9. Here, 10, 11, 11, 11. And then we add a little single note line with the blues scale to G7, sharp 9 flat 13 again. And then we end up with a simple C minor pentatonics, and go to G7. So let's do the last part. So about 1, 2, 3, 4. You still have time to push with the groove. So let's do this now with the backing track. Again. And now you can start soloing. So this is like a little motif, then you can start soloing just with a blue C minor blues scale. And what I strongly recommend if you don't want to play too many notes, think as a horn player. Why? Because a horn, I once played, I started with trumpet, believe it or not. I once playing the second trumpet in an orchestra. We were playing jazz tunes. And a trumpet player or horn player, he needs to breathe. So when you sing, what you're playing, yeah, I mean, I know I'm not a really good singer, but that's not the point. The point is when you sing what you play, first of all, you hear better what you want to play. But you also need to breathe, so you don't play too many notes. That's an automatic correction of playing too many notes, because from time to time you need to breathe. And then you keep it cool and simple and try to keep the groove. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, bam. 2, 3, 4. Baby do bam bam bam. 1, 3, 4. Bam bam baby do bam bam. 1, 2, baby bam bam bam. See, I didn't really play much, but I kept the groove here. That's how I always do. I just let the groove run, 1, 2, and you don't need to play too many notes here. I mean, it's cool if you can, but as my teacher once said to me, when I played many notes, sounds nice, but it doesn't make any sense. Try to make sense. Breathing is part of making music. I've seen students who don't breathe when they play, and then suddenly you grasp for air, and that's a good sign that you're playing too many notes. Think as a horn player. I'll show you. Baby, 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 baby. And then you go back to the theme. You guys, the main message I'm sending to you guys here is, I know some of you want to have licks, some of you want to have taps, want to play exactly what is written down. Therefore is the first part. That one is written down, is available in the HPCrazy guitar as tabs, plus this cool backing track. I played piano, I played the bass, not the drums, that was a drum machine. But the rest, yo. That's one thing. But the second thing is, when you get into, let's say, cool, relaxed improvisation, learn to hear what you play. So try to hear what you play in the best method to see if you hear what you play. As I already said, I'm not a good singer, I know that. I should train it more, but you know, I'm working on it. But it's basically, however, it's not about that, it's that you hear what you play, and then, so, hear what you play, stay in the groove, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you can do this, and keep the groove, and hear what you play in the groove, then you're way more into music than if you just play 10 cool licks you learn and just noodle them down without even knowing what you're playing. But when it comes to improvisation, and specifically in jazz, at least that's my philosophy. I mean, there are others, of course. I think it's cooler when you just try to dive into the music. And the way is, get into the groove, get the 2-4 feeling, 1, 2, 3, 4, and And did you notice something? There was no backing track, but you still could hear the chords. And that's what it's all about, at least from my point of view. Yo, if you love what I'm doing, me and Dr. Pink, please join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. There we can learn more. They can ask questions. We can discuss things, how to dive more into the music. And there, of course, you can download this cool material, the backing track plus the tabs of what I just showed. Well, the theme, not the improvisation, because it comes as it comes, you know. Yo. Good. Me and Dr. Ping are saying goodbye for today.